Hi, my name's Rob Ryder, speaking out of West Cornwall, and you've probably seen in the previous couple of videos, I'm hoping to have some conversations with Patrick Quanton in the next couple of weeks. I've planned a few conversations regarding life and health balance, and practical. There has to be a practical aspect to this, otherwise it's just all philosophy and talk. I'm a very practical person. So we've got the seminar now, which I'll recommend everyone to watch, just to start thinking about life in terms of energy and information and exchanges of information. And so now I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks I can start the first set of conversations that will all have a practical element in it. It's all about practicality. How can you practically help yourself to maintain your own health? So I'll just do a quick video now just on what I've learned, as you could say, a friendly neighbor or just somebody you know, and you trying to give a little bit of advice. Obviously, I don't give medical advice, anything like that. I've got no training in medicine or anything. We don't use it anyway. And I don't have any training in alternative therapies. I'm not a chiropractor. I'm not a homeopath or anything. I understand the principles that they're doing, but I'm not trained in that. So how can you, just as a neighbor and as a friend, help somebody who's going through a health crisis? Now, I will guarantee you, if somebody's having a bad time, you just invite them in, have a cup of tea for 10 or 15 minutes, and you will realize that their life is under pressure. So if we go back to the seminar, what did Patrick say? There's only two illnesses or manifestations of illness, shall we say, life out of balance. One is overexpansion, which is very rare. So we don't really deal with that too much. But the other one is overcontraction. And what does that mean? It means too much pressure, life pressure, should we call it, for that individual. Yeah, everyone's got strengths and weaknesses, and therefore most illnesses are a manifestation of too much pressure on certain parts of the whole system of that individual. So how, as a neighbor, can you help someone? Just listen to people. I will guarantee that if you're talking to somebody, a friend, and they're having health issues, chat to them for 10 minutes. The best practical advice I would do in whatever culture you're from, I'm from England, you put the kettle on. There's so much more to do with putting the kettle on than just having a cup of tea. It's what we do in our culture when we don't know what to do, when things are out of control, when somebody's had a trauma, had bad news, you put the kettle on. And like I say, it's not the cup of tea, it's the whole process of, right, I don't know what to do here. Maybe a neighbor knocks on the door, they've had some bad news. How would you even console someone? Well, you don't, so you put the kettle on. And that whole process manages to calm a situation when in reality there's nothing that can be done in that moment. And you put the kettle on, you put the water in, you put it on, you prepare the tea, your sugar if you want it, milk, whatever, you pour in it. That whole process calms everything down. I'll try and find a link below. There's a couple of videos out there, one in lockdown in Spain when a guy continued to play the piano under a riot and he just carried on playing the piano. And there's another clip carrying up the Khyber when the fort's coming under attack and all the officers are just having dinner, just carrying on. Bombs are going through, bullets are going through, and they just carry on having dinner. There's a point in life where you just can't do anything. Things have gone beyond your control. Life pressures are really taking a grip. And if that's happened to a friend of yours, just put the kettle on, sit down, and see how you can help them. Let them basically, which is talk and process whatever they're going through. And obviously you have to do that in a non-judgmental way. There's no right or wrong in this moment. It's just about letting people process whatever they're going through. And I'll pretty much guarantee that when people are ill, they might be having 2 or 3 things and things that got wrong, and they're focusing on these physical manifestations, these illnesses. I will guarantee there will be life pressures in there. Family, friends, job, money, whatever. Most of these pressures will be artificial from an artificial system. None of these, not a lot of them will be natural pressures you would get in the nature world. If you go back to the video about the Matrix with the geographical map and the political map, we've been locked into this political map, which is a mind construct with all its rules and regulations and pressures. In nature, there's the pressure to stay alive, to eat, find shelter, stay warm, and then relax. That's what the rest of nature does. This political mind system, the matrix, if you want to call it, that's where all the pressures really are that are making us ill. So my simple advice to people, as a non-professional like me, as just somebody who's interested in helping people, don't do anything. Don't do anything that you're not qualified to do, or give advice that you're not qualified to give. Your friends ill, they're focusing on the symptom, just invite them in for a cup of tea. Simple as that. Whatever your culture is. In Latin America, where I live, they have herbal tea. In Argentina, they have the mate, the tea, the slurp up. Whatever the culture of the day is, that's what you do. You do whatever it is that just calms the situation down. The best health advice I can give to anybody when things are bad is just put the kettle on.